As I walked off campus, I glanced around, checking my surroundings. No people or houses nearby, just a sea of trees. Yeah, we've never seen this background before. Hardly surprising, of course, considering the school was situated in a forest in a more rural part of town. Sure enough, there he was, standing against a tree. Thanks for waiting. As soon as he caught sight of me, Red straightened his posture.
Welcome back, Miss Arisu. Glad to see you're unharmed. Did you notice any abnormal activities?
Nope, just another peaceful day at school.
Glad to hear it.
What were you up to while I was in class?
Patrolling, as well as some minor legwork.
Legwork?
I asked around to see if anyone had witnessed someone acting suspiciously.
How'd it go?
No luck. It would appear this town is downright idyllic.
That's good to hear. So anyway, would you come shopping with me on our way home?
Certainly.
Thanks. And so I purchased a few days' worth of groceries, humming to myself all the while. Red was right. The town truly felt idyllic and peaceful. Nevertheless, he maintained constant vigilance as he scanned the area. Any requests for dinner tonight?
No.
I see. Off topic, would you describe yourself as an alpha in bed? That segue.
What?
My friend told me all men are wolves.
So you're asking me if I'm an alpha wolf?
Sonotori. I shot him the finger guns. Pew 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 pew. Just a finger gun run through, I guess.
Did you tell your friend about me?
He stared at me, exasperated. Of course. Is that a bad thing?
No. It may prove beneficial to have a friend at school who knows what you're going through.
Don't worry, it's someone I know I can trust. In fact, there's nothing about him that would suggest that he may be the stalker. Not even his name. Not even a little bit.
I see.
After another curt reply, Red hastened his pace and I trailed after him. Aren't you going to ask me for details about my friend?
No.
Oh. I'd been expecting him to interrogate me about it, so this caught me off guard. Okay, then. Muttering to myself, I stared after him. But just as he was about to pass the flower shop, he stopped short. Whoa! What is it? I had to stop myself from crashing into him at the last second.
Nothing.
He tugged his riding hood down over his eyes.
I think someone may be following us.
What?
I could be mistaken, but just in case, I think we should run out of here at full speed. Any objections?
Nope. I'm fairly in shape if I do say so myself.
Glad to hear it. Let's go!
Crouching down slightly, Red began to run at full speed, weaving between the passers-by. Naturally, I followed suit. Once we rounded the corner, we finally came to a stop.
I notice you're out of breath. I thought you said you were in shape.
I am. It's just weaving between people in the crowd is harder than I thought it would be.
Is that so?
Yeah. Only a ninja could pull that off.
I'm not a ninja and I managed it.
Yeah, I know. You must be some kind of special agent or something, huh? Anyway, don't worry about it. So are we still being followed?
I apologize. It appears I was mistaken.
I laughed humorlessly. Uh-huh. Ta-da! Tonight's dinner is Salisbury steak.
Yes, I know. I watched you prepare it.
I sauntered gallantly into the dining room with our food on a platter, but Red didn't much appreciate my dynamic entrance. Right. With a deft hand, I set all the plates on the table, then took a seat across from him.
Thank you for the meal.
Bon appetit! And so we tucked into our supper. How is it? Do you like it? Meanwhile, I used my knife and fork to cut my steak into bite-sized pieces.
Sure, I like it fine.
Huh? Already, this was a step above last night's "do you need me to tell you it's delicious" comment. The power of meat is not to be underestimated, it seems. You mean it? I'm so glad. Oh yeah, and how did you like your lunch?
It was good.
Yay! I jumped out of my seat and thrust my fists into the air victoriously. Ahem. Red shot me a weird look, so I cleared my throat and returned to my seat. Nothing's really happened since you got here, huh? I casually changed the subject.
Are you talking about the harassment?
Red promptly took the bait. What a nice guy, letting me save face. Yeah, it's like the guy up and vanished.
Perhaps he's on guard now that I'm here.
Then it hit me. Wait, but that means... the wolf knows a cop is here?
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
He took an item out of his gingham basket.
While we're on the subject, do you recognize this?
What is it? The object he set on the table was small and black. To me, it looked like a portable radio of some kind.
I found it in your living room. I'll pass it along to forensics just in case, but I imagine it's a type of listening device.
When did that get here? I swallowed.
It's possible the wolf waited until you left the house in order to install it. I went ahead and searched the house top to bottom just in case, but I failed to locate any others.
When did that happen?
All part of my investigation.
As he spoke, he didn't even bat a lash. No, seriously, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get a warrant before you go searching around the whole premises. Forget it. What do we do? Are we in trouble if the culprit finds out about you? I looked at him with concern.
On the contrary, I'd say my presence is keeping them in check.
Oh, I see. I guess it'll be harder to mess with me now that I've got a bodyguard.
Right. That said, at the rate we're progressing, we'll have difficulty even identifying the culprit, much less arresting them. My guess is that the forensic team won't find anything, but we'll see.
Should we bait him or something?
Please don't suggest that, not even as a joke. Remind me again why it is I'm here.
To protect me? He nodded.
Precisely. Which means I cannot expose you to danger for no good reason. Your safety takes priority over taking the culprit into custody.
But sometimes you have to take risks if you want to get anywhere.
Trust me when I say that now is not one of those times.
He shot me down without hesitation.
Listen here, Miss Arisu. It's only been 2 days since I first arrived. Just because we haven't seen anything yet doesn't mean we never will.
So I should just relax and keep living my life?
Correct. If the culprit plans to commit a crime in my presence, they will surely attempt to strike when our guards are down.
So maybe they're gathering intel on us for now?
Yes. At the very least, that is what I would do in their shoes.
At this, I closed my eyes and sank deep into thought.
What is it?
What if the culprit never makes a move? I opened my eyes and looked up at him once more. I mean, you've considered the possibility that they won't take further action, right?
Yes, of course.
What would you do then? Surely you can't stay here forever and ever, right? After a moment of thought, Red looked back at me.
1 week from now, should the culprit remain dormant, I will report that the blackmail letter was an isolated incident. Granted, should anything occur after that, I will of course come to your aid at once.
But you won't stay with me as my bodyguard like you're doing now.
Right.
I see. Then that means we only have 5 more days together, huh? only 5 days to fall in love. Alright, we can do this.
6 if you include today.
Feels like a long time, but I bet it'll fly by.
In a blink.
That's kind of depressing, isn't it? It was the honest truth of how I felt. We had only just met. It struck me as such a shame for our friendship to come to an end so quickly. Oh, I know! I clapped my hands together. I know just the thing to bring us closer together. Since you're here, how about I show you around the house?
Around the house.
Well, I didn't get the chance yesterday because I forgot, so let's fix that. Oh. Kinda late for that, huh? Yeah, I get it. You've already investigated the place anyway. But just as I slumped my shoulders...
Please, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh! Okay then, we'll do it after dinner. My voice shot up an octave in my joy.
Great. Thank you in advance.
And so began the great Eureka Arisu house tour. Aw, he's a sweetie. So, first things first. I cleared my throat in an ostentatious display, then donned a serious expression. This is the living room.
I know. We've spent a majority of our time here.
Okay then, onwards we go. Where will you take him next? The entryway, my room, the ballroom. I mean... I feel this is going to be one of those choices that you're going to do them all regardless, so let's just go in order. This is the entryway.
So it is.
The bedrooms and guest rooms are all on the second floor. Down here, we've got the living room and the ballroom. Uh-oh. He doesn't look that impressed. He's probably thinking, no shit, Sherlock, right about now. Okay then, onwards we go. Yeah, we'll do... I was gonna end in my room, but I don't think we've been to the ballroom together. We have been in the entryway and my room. So the ballroom we might have more to actually say. As you know, this is my room, as in this is where I sleep.
Yes, of course.
His curt response took the wind out of my sails.
What a luxurious room you have. I'm quite jealous that you get to live in this lovely mansion.
Oh, he responded to a social cue for once. Yeah, me too.
You're jealous of your own house.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I got carried away. I giggled bashfully.
Shall we continue the tour?
Right. I wonder where I should take him next. Oh. Now this I do buy as a ballroom. Not a restaurant, but I do buy it as a ballroom. Here we are. This is the ballroom, my second favorite place to hang out.
Your second favorite?
Yeah, I'll show you my favorite later.
I see.
What, that's it? I stared into his eyes, trying to gauge his reaction.
Looks like you could hold a dance here.
I know, right? I think we did at one point, but I can't remember. Have you ever gone dancing, Red?
No.
That's a shame. I bet you'd be a real gentleman. I can totally picture him wearing a fancy suit. And that's about it.
Very funny. I admit, I'm not a fan of most formal events.
Oh, really? But before I could joke that he was too cool for parties...
I imagine a proper lady such as yourself would be quite good at dancing.
That was unexpected, to say the least. Oh, no. To tell the truth, I can't dance a lick. I folded my hands behind my back and smiled at him flirtatiously. Say, if I threw a party here, would you ask me to dance? After all, there's no need to worry about embarrassing ourselves if neither of us are any good at it, right?
We would both be better off learning from someone more experienced. 2 negatives don't make a positive.
Sure they do. If you subtract a negative number from a negative number, you end up adding to it. Same with multiplication. For a moment, I forgot to flirt, and ended up giving a serious response.
Yes. In math.
Same goes for real life. Don't think about it like a ruler or a line on a graph. It's like a double negative in grammar. The outcome of our pairing will change depending on the surrounding context. For example, since neither of us can dance, we could always take lessons together in advance. You know, hypothetically.
Thank you. Your feedback is duly noted.
You're welcome. Now then, I'll take you to my favorite spot. Are you curious?
I imagine it's probably the...
Shh! Stop right there, buddy. You're gonna spoil the surprise! I pouted my lips and Red gave a defeated sigh.
Very well, then.
Now then, right this way! With that, I attempted to take him by the arm. I didn't have any ulterior motive for doing this, mind you. In my giddiness, my first instinct was to reach for him. But my hand closed on empty air.
Gah!
Oh, did you say something after that? Oh, you did. Hold on.
Please refrain from touching me.
He jumped away from me. Refrain! Oh, sorry. Startled, I apologized immediately. In response, he awkwardly averted his gaze.
Forgive my rudeness.
No, it was my fault. I decided the best thing I could do to resolve this awkward moment would be to carry on as if it never happened. Well, anyway, just follow me.
Right.
And here we are. This is my favorite spot to hang out, the garden. I held my arms out wide as if to say, ta-da! Red silently stepped away from me and crouched down beside the flower bed. Behind him, I leaned over slightly. Do you like flowers?
Yes, I suppose so. I find them rather soothing. I take it you like them as well.
Pretty obvious, huh?
Indeed. It's clear this garden is well tended to.
He glanced around as he spoke.
In this season, you're limited to these cute little winter roses. But in spring, I imagine this place really comes to life with blooms of every color.
Do you like roses?
I do. It's just... roses are so beautiful and elegant that I feel I'm not quite worthy of them.
Oh, I see. So you're saying you prefer less pretentious flowers?
You could say that. Someone like me has no business liking flowers, I suppose.
He gave a self-deprecating laugh and pulled his hood low over his eyes. What happened to you, sweetie? That's not true. Why, you're as sweet as a flower yourself.
Me? Sweet?
Yeah.
I must disagree. I haven't done anything remotely sweet for you.
Sure you have. You're protecting me, aren't you?
Yes, but only because it is my duty, and...
Pursing his lips together, he fell silent and turned away.
I believe I've said too much.
With that, he straightened up and sped off toward the house.
Let us return inside before we catch a chill.
Hey, wait! I called after him.
What is it?
Will you come back and visit in the spring?
What?
He turned back and fixed me with a dubious look. Like you said, this place really comes alive in the springtime. Not just roses either, all kinds of flowers, lilies and stuff. So would you like to...
No. I think it's best I don't return.
He cut me off, averting his gaze once more. Why's that?
Lest you forget, I am only here to protect you from the wolf's evil designs. My presence here is an abnormality, not a given.
Well, Yeah, but...
I do appreciate the thought, but I am not meant to be a recurring part of your life.
Well, that's everything there is to show you. Now that I think about it, I really should have done this yesterday. Sorry about that.
That's alright. Thank you for the tour. This information will be helpful going forward.
Cool, good to know. In the end, my spontaneous suggestion proved useful. Nice.
For the record, you have a key to the front door, yes?
Yes, of course.
Does anyone else have one?
Each of my family members has one. Oh, and I keep the master key and any spares safely in a kitchen drawer so I won't lose them.
I see. In that case, let us head to the kitchen. I'd like to check just to be safe.
Sure thing. Together, the two of us walked through the living room to the kitchen. There, I pulled open the cabinet drawer where I kept the key ring. What the... It's gone? I dug around in earnest, but my search yielded not a single key. They were gone.
You're quite sure you put them here?
Yeah!
When was the last time you checked?
It would have been 2 days ago. I was doing some cleaning and came here to grab a key.
Did you put it back?
Of course! At this, his expression clouded over. You think somebody stole it?
Chances are high, yes.
It's all my fault, isn't it? I should have expected this. As soon as I got that blackmail letter, I should have predicted that someone would break into the house. I should have hidden the keys somewhere safe.
That just goes to show how strongly the harassment has affected your composure.
How do I respond to the theft? He likes rational people. I think he thinks we're pretty smart. Let's think of a solution together. Well, I guess there's no use crying over spilled milk. It won't magically fix anything. Let's figure out our next move.
Just to be safe, I think we should inform the rest of your family.
Right. I picked up the phone. First, I decided I would call my parents. Unfortunately, they didn't answer. I guess they're not home. I set the receiver down.
I see. In that case, please try to contact your brother.
My brother?
Yes. Surely he would take action knowing your life is in danger, correct?
I paused to think, then punched in Ryushi's phone number. He's not answering. Meanwhile, the phone continued to ring, and ring, and ring. With a sheepish smile, I set the receiver back onto the hook. My family's just really busy.
Too busy, even for an emergency. Don't they care about your safety?
Probably not. Otherwise, they wouldn't have left me alone in this house to begin with.
Are you saying your parents prioritize their own interests over their child?
Sure, I guess you could say that. I shrugged. At this, Red furrowed his brows slightly. Weird. What is going on in your family?
Don't you miss them?
I'm used to being on my own. Maybe I've just forgotten what it's like to enjoy someone else's company.
I can relate somewhat.
You can?
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
He pulled his hood over his eyes as if to escape from my prying gaze. He does that a lot.
Anyway, we won't resolve this by standing around.
Good point.
Supposing the key really has been stolen, there is no telling what the culprit might try to do. Personally, I would advise that you leave, but as this is your house, it's entirely up to you.
I have no intention of leaving.
I had a feeling you'd say that. If that is your preference, then I shall oblige.
What do we do now?
Status update. No suspicious individuals located within the house or the premises.
Thanks for checking. You should get some rest.
Likewise, I imagine you are quite exhausted yourself, Miss Arisu. Not that I blame you. Today was quite the eventful day. Don't worry about me. Go and get some rest.
No, I'm not going to bed just yet. I want to talk to you a little more. I shook my head.
Fine. Have it your way.
I will, thanks. Wait, what are you doing?
I am setting another trap for the culprit, just in case.
You're setting a trap? Another trap? In my bedroom? But Red ignored my questions. I could see him working with some kind of thread.
Now that your keys have been stolen, we can't be too careful.
Right.
Here's how the trap will work. Should the culprit touch the doorknob, they'll be shocked with an electric current. If they enter, a knife will be propelled in their direction.
Are you trying to kill them?
Not to worry. The wound will be fatal, but their death will be prolonged just enough to ask them about their motive.
Sir, I thought you were a cop. What if someone in my family randomly decides to come home?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Nothing can be accomplished without sacrifice, after all.
How about a tomato instead of a knife? You're joking, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm proud of her that she realized. He must be getting pretty comfy with her if he's starting to joke around now. Okay, thank God. Your sense of humor isn't just dry, it's completely morbid. Actually, come to think of it, I didn't realize you were the joking type to begin with.
There we are. I've made it so an alarm will sound if anyone intrudes.
Upon closer inspection, I could see tiny little bells affixed all over the place. I'm guessing the smallest vibration will set them off. This is what you'd call a booby trap, right? Was this part of your professional training?
Well, something like that.
What part of it? He looked at me dubiously, so I decided to rephrase my question. Do they teach you that at the police academy?
No. A friend taught me.
Wow, really? What's the story there? I didn't know Red even had friends.
If anything should happen, I shall handle it.
Or just ignore me, that's fine too. Instead of pressing the question, I gave up and got into bed. Are you going to sleep there again? It was obvious where I was referring to. By now, the chair by the window had become his usual spot.
If you prefer, I can sleep outside instead.
No! I love it when you sleep by the window. Please continue.
A bizarre sentiment, I must admit.
Just be clear, though. Are you sure that's what you want? Did you get enough sleep last night?
Yes.
You have dark circles under your eyes, though.
I was born with them.
Oh. Well, back to staring at us, I guess. His work complete, Red sat down in his usual chair. Say, Red.
Yes.
Why do you think the wolf keeps harassing me?
For attention.
Whose attention could they possibly gain by doing this?
Isn't it obvious? Yours.
Right. Of course. Warning. You know what you did. Now confess. Or suffer terrible misfortune. I repeat, confess your sin. Next time I won't ask nicely. Signed, the wolf.
Still can't think of anything you might have done.
Nope.
No surprise there. After spending time with you, I can tell that you're a good Samaritan. It's hard to imagine you committing a crime.
You never know. Maybe I did something really, really horrible and I just can't remember it. I must have done something to deserve this blackmail.
Yes, I suppose it's possible.
Hey, If it turns out I did do something wrong, will you hate me for it?
I won't hate you.
You mean it?
Yes.
I wonder why the wolf wants me to confess my sin. What will they get out of it?
I'm afraid I don't have the answer. Now then, that's enough chatter. You've got another day of school tomorrow, so get some rest.
Okay. Good night, Red.
Good night, Miss Arisu.